A look forward this year with a look back. We are examining 2020 with life coach Michael Taylor. Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Marie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for being here. So your book is called The Good News Is The Future is Brighter Than You Think. Coach, this is your perspective on the journey ahead. And in the book, you write, your beliefs about a thing create your experience of that thing. So changing mindset comes down to how you view the world. So when we talk about envisioning this bright future, do you say that by doing so, seeing the positive, that will ultimately change one's experience with the future?
It can, but we have to understand, though, that being positive all the time can be a negative thing, actually. Because obviously, if we look at the world around us, there are a lot of challenges out there without any question. So the question becomes, how am I perceiving the world around me? Am I being authentic and true with my perceptions and my feelings and my beliefs? Or am I just driven by the negative media? So the whole intention of the book is to challenge people to really look within their own minds and hearts to see how they're viewing the world. Because one of my best mentors named Wayne Dyer said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. So if we're constantly looking at negativity, that's going to affect how we think. And the more we think negative, the more we'll have negative experiences. So yes, that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that we're paying attention to our mindset and what we're thinking about.
Yeah, and also remembering that there is good out there, right? A lot of people are still doing
so
good
much
things.
Good. So much good.
The great Mr. Rogers always saying, look for the helpers. Okay, let's talk about seeking help. Because I know a lot of people, they are saying, you know what, I'm actually going to need some other resources out there. When it comes to seeking help, professional help, you write, when we learn to support each other in our growth, we can remove the fear and stigma of being emotionally vulnerable, which will ultimately result in us being happier human beings. I personally believe that this is the most important work men can participate in, and we must begin supporting each other through this process. When men or anyone unfamiliar with this process hear about your experiences with therapy, how do they react?
Well, again, I think we live in a culture, and especially for men, we've been conditioned to believe that men aren't supposed to feel, that feelings are for women. So as men, we suppress, repress, and deny our emotions, which causes an unlimited amount of challenges in our lives. But if we're willing to get honest with ourselves, there should be no stigma in saying, I need help, because life can be challenging, life can be difficult. And sometimes it simply takes someone saying, you know what, I'm ready to change, I'm ready to transform. So by being willing to say the three most difficult words for most people to say, which is, I need help, by being willing to say that, we lay the groundwork for transformation, because it begins with our willingness to say, I need help. And that's where it starts.
Yeah, it opens up so many doors, as you explain in your book, with your own personal journey. Let's talk about a lot of people looking to reassess their options now when it comes to work. It's a new year, people looking for new beginnings, and you write about 3 ways to know you are doing what you love. Number 1, you do it without compensation. Number 2, time disappears. And lastly, you want to share it. How did you come up with that test?
Well, first of all, you do it without the thought of compensation. So that means you can get paid to do it, but you don't do it for that reason. You do it because you absolutely love it. Now, I used to be the guy that was specifically driven by making money. That was my whole modus operandi. I wanted to make a lot of money. Well, at a very young age, I made a lot of money, but I was empty and hollow. And I decided, I need to figure out how to bring meaning and fulfillment in my life. And that's what kind of shifted me away from this whole idea of making money. And instead of chasing fame and fortune, I started pursuing what I'll call, how will I say the simplest way? Fulfillment. I was looking for fulfillment. I wasn't looking for the stuff, I was looking for fulfillment. And so by shifting my mindset away from fame to fulfillment, I went on this amazing spiritual journey that really helped change my perspective on what success is and what life is all about. And so I share those lessons in my book.
And then, of course, there is the time flies. They say that, when you're having fun, simply time flies by, so time disappears, meaning you're truly enjoying it. And then lastly, I love this idea of you want to share it. That's when you know you are really doing what you love, because if it's something that you love so much, you wouldn't want to just hold on to that yourself, right? You want to definitely share it with the world and others.
Absolutely, because in sharing with others, you actually give to yourself, believe it or not. So if I have something that I'm really passionate about and I really love doing it, and I'm not thinking about getting money, getting paid for it, but I'm thinking about what joy it brings to me, when I share it with others and it brings them joy, that's actually more joy for me also, which is the amazing cycle that you get into when you stop looking for the external validation, but the internal, what makes you feel good.
I love it. The book is The Good News is the Future is Brighter Than You Think. A link to his website will be attached to this post. Coach Michael Taylor, we want to say thank you, and of course, stay well.
Thank you so much, Marie. Appreciate it.